So NXT, ladies and gentlemen, is going to the CW in 2024. What's my thoughts on it? So, this is actually a good thing for NXT because they're going to be on a channel where, just like Fox, it doesn't need to be on cable. It'll be a channel where everybody's going to be able to watch. You know, you can. It's one of those channels that, without cable, you don't need to watch. It's a win. Fox is like in every channel, no matter what is cable or satellite. You know, you could definitely watch it through like syndication. You can watch it like without having to have cable, and which is a good thing. I don't really mind it not being the USA Network. It's just that, like, really, NXT. The problem with this is, like, let's be honest here, and if people think this is a win, okay, like, sure, it's a win that it'll try to get some more viewers, but here's the thing, and this is what people don't realize. Shows like AEW, like, they're on TNT, which I believe that's through syndication. Nobody watches AEW Collision or Dynamite when it was at TNT. Because and the ratings went down because let's be honest here, and I know the AEW fans like, oh, I mean it, no one cares. Well, I mean, like, you know, people who are the casual viewer, because they stopped caring after when you kind of proved that you're not really gonna be a show that would cater to the casual viewer, and that would appeal to casuals. NXT is not gonna appeal to casuals, okay? It has proven that on the USA Network when your ratings went down. What makes you think that NXT is going to get more viewers, or if not, like, probably the same amount of viewers, if it's going to be on the CW? If anything, Raw, or at least SmackDown, should have been moved to the CW. And I remember SmackDown was on the CW before. And they were actually getting good viewership, because, again, SmackDown being on the CW was actually leading them to getting more ratings. And the fact that, like, you're not having an established show like Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or Friday Night SmackDown, which I think should be on the CW, not being on the CW, kind of leads to it not getting the good viewership as it should have. So I don't. And again, if you want to make people care about watching your show, first of all, I don't think NXT is going to do it because, again, it's a developmental brand. Sure, it may be good to get some eyes on NXT, but the reality is no one's going to fucking really care, okay? And I'm pretty sure it's not going to get as good as ratings as they did ever. Like, it's going to be probably the same amount of viewership, okay? This would have been better if, like, let's say Monday Night Raw or WWE Friday Night SmackDown on the CW at least. Maybe I would have rather SmackDown be on the CW and Raw be on the USA Network because it's always been on the USA Network. But if it's going to be on the CW, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys, but it's not going to get much viewership because, again, it's something that appeals to more so of the smarky type of fans. Oh, but they're hardcore wrestling fans. No, they're not, okay? I hate that fucking we have to praise Smarks as the hardcore wrestling fans. But yeah, they're moving to the CW in October 2024, and it's gonna be a 5-year deal. Which, sure, it's good for them, whatever, but it's not good. Let's be honest here. It's not gonna be as good as like if you were to have Raw or SmackDown on the CW. Because if you have it on the CW, it would lead to more people watching since, you know, apparently, you know, people don't have cable or whatever, which is a bunch of BS. For people to say that, you know, it's a problem because not everyone has cable. Well, here's the thing. If you put more effort to your show, people would actually try to get cable, or not just that, they would try to watch it some sort of way. You know, the reality is people actually do have cable more than ever. That's what people don't get. People do have cable more. Apparently, statistics show that people have cable more than they did back in 1999. So that's a bunch of BS, okay? It just, people don't care about modern wrestling anymore because modern wrestling it sucks. That goes for both WWE and AEW. And the funny thing about this, though, is the CW, apparently NWA was supposed to be on the CW. They were supposed to be moving to the CW. Looks like that deal is not going to work out now because now CW has WWE NXT. So, what does that tell you? Looks like because now they're being the CW, maybe they might bring the more main rosters there because they're going to try to make people care about that show. But in the end of the day, like, it seems like this sort of position, this network should have been more for SmackDown or Raw. Even though I would prefer Raw to be on the USA Network because it's like a staple to be on Monday Night Raw on the CW. I mean on the USA Network, it's like a staple to be on that show. And SmackDown has been on the CW before. I wouldn't mind if it was moved on the CW at least. I wouldn't mind that necessarily. But overall, sure, it's good for WWE to have like a channel where it's like, you know, you don't need cable. You could just watch with like it's basically a syndication channel where you don't it's like one of those basic channels, which is cool. But I don't know, man. I don't think even if you have it on the CW, it's not gonna make anyone watch necessarily because it's still a developmental brand type of shit. Again, in my honest opinion, like, it's not big enough to be on that channel, and I'm not really a big fan of NXT. Never really was because it's just really been a glorified indie promotion. I liked it. I kind of like the change a little bit back in 2021, but then it kind of went downhill. That's what happens when I guess you fire Mandy Rose and stop really caring about characters. You started caring to indie fans again, and yet they were complaining the same shit because it's not black and gold, even though it's basically kind of the same shit if you think about it. Whatever. That's my thoughts on NXT being on CW. Sure, good for them, but it's not going to probably change much of viewership, in my honest opinion. So, you know, it's just my opinion there. I just rather, like, if anything, this would have been better, like, this position would have been better for, like, if SmackDown was to be on the USA, on CW, whatever, or whatever, I don't know. Let them do, let's see how it goes, but I'm just telling you my thoughts. Sure, it's good for them, but it's not going to lead to any, like, really big change of the viewership or whatever, even though they're on a bigger channel, so that's just how it is. Until next time, peace. Yeah, bye.